I'm Dave Doyle, and I work with a product by the name of IBM Optim. I was first trained in that product about 20 years ago when I worked at IBM, and I spent 10 years with IBM traveling from client to client, working with this project. So I worked in all industries, banking, transportation, telecommunications, etc. And Optum is actually a multifunctional product. It can archive your data for you. It can privatize your data for you, as well as create test data for test systems. Probably the biggest challenge they see is they need to ensure that once the data has been privatized or masked, that it cannot be reverse engineered to find the actual data. And a second thing that is of concern is to maintain the referential integrity among the data, which can span tables, databases, and database systems. In addition, the archive. Once you archive this data, it is in a proprietary format. So you must maintain the Optum license if you want to bring that data back for whatever reason, for, excuse me, audits, liabilities, legal reasons. And if you don't maintain that license, you will lose the ability to bring it back. And a workaround would then be required in order to do that. That could pose a lot of risk from a legal perspective in that the actual production data would be vulnerable to a breach. In particular, your personal data, as well as banking information, and in cases, defense information. It would obviously result in your data being leaked to the world. Certainly, there is a risk in like the banking industry, where a lot of times the transaction number contains the customer's account number within there. So we have to do analysis to see if that is true, and if it is true, we have to hide that account number so that it maintains the referential integrity with the customer's actual account. In other cases, such as in the defense industry, certain data is licensed and certain data is secret, and that data has to be hidden. If not, there could be serious fines and even jail terms. What primarily is they need help with how to implement the various masking algorithms, as well as masking tables, and maintain the referential integrity, which again can span tables, databases, and database mask systems. There are times when a customer would pose a situation that cannot be handled within the Optum product, and there have been workarounds devised by myself as well as other Optum experts that I work with. They're my colleagues. And I explain what those workarounds would be and how they work and that they are effective. When I work with my customers, I have a very high work ethic. If a problem would come in on a Friday evening, I will work it through the weekend until I get resolved the issue. I'm also very respectful and courteous of all of my customers. I have been doing this long enough to be very good at troubleshooting and coming up with workarounds if needed, or locating the patches that I'm aware of that are out there. Improvements can be made in how quickly the Optim product can extract and privatize the data and then load it back into a database. There are various switches within Optim, some hidden, and they're not exactly broadcast by IBM. I worked at IBM, so I know a lot of those switches, and you can speed up the extraction tenfold at times, as well as reloading databases. There are other switches for turning on traces if you have an issue. I know how to turn those traces on and look at the logs and find out what's going on. The person who is going to be working with them, be it me or one of their own, they have to be very familiar with the privacy laws, because in the United States, several states have their own privacy laws, as well as the U.S. Privacy Act of '74, and then Canada has a set of privacy laws. The EU has a set of privacy laws. And since England's Brexit, they have a set of privacy laws, and they're all different, and you must be familiar with them in order to accurately and legally mask the data.